Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to work on the little white truck. We're going to get the motor all ready to go to get it installed. There's a few things got to tidy up real quick, and then we'll get the motor installed, and we'll see how far we can get today. All right, so got the plate glued in, got the dipstick installed. So from what I can tell, this is how it goes, I guess. I'm not really sure, I'm just completely guessing, but that seems to make it pretty rigid. And I think with the power steering pump here, you can still check the oil, so yeah. All right, awesome. So I got that done, got the mount in there, bracket, and here's the other one that I painted. We'll get it thrown on the other side, get these engine mounts on, and then I can start working on EGR delete. I think that'll be the next thing to do. Okay, so the plan for this is, since this is an off-road only vehicle, I'm going to cut this, and then I'll slice it vertically, and then fold it all on itself, and then weld it together, and that should make a nice block-off plate. For some reason, if I fail, then at least I can just cut this out of a piece of metal and make my own. But I'm going to try and do it this way since this is already there and it's a lot less work. So we'll take the skinny wheel and we'll just cut it off real quick. Like that. Okay, so basically that's kind of what I did. Just cut 4 slices in it and then fold them all over on each other. Then I'll weld this up. Hell, I'll weld on the inside. Should be good to go. Slap a gasket on it. Boom. So I'll do the same thing to this one. Just cut them like that and fold it over. Boom, no problem. Easy peasy. Saved myself $30 by doing this. Alright, so it's another day. I got the exhaust taken out of the little white truck and got the carbureted gas tank taken out. And I think that's about the last of the old stuff I need to take out. So now that we got that out, need to get this thing set up and get it ready to go in. Alright, so we got the fuel injected tank up here. So I have to determine, I have 2 different sets of lines here. I have these, which I've been carrying around forever. I can't even remember where I've got these from, but they are fuel injected lines for a Toyota. And then I have those down there. So those crusty ones came off the Tacoma. So I'm going to need to try and get this loose, which should be fun, and that loose. So these lines here, I believe these came out of a 4Runner, like a 2nd gen 4Runner, I believe. I believe anyway. So anyhow, they're going to work. I did mock them up so to make sure that the feed line would work, because obviously that's a 1-piece high pressure line. Okay, so I got the tank all tore apart to see what the pump looks like, and as you can see, it is just powdery shit. I mean, look at the pickup screen. It's just literally falling apart. So that came out of the old one. This is the pump that came out of the tank for the Tacoma. And the pumps are identical. So I know this pump worked because, well, I drove the truck. So I'm gonna clean this shit up, get all the crap off of it, And then we're gonna put this pump in. I already plugged the electrical connector in to this and they're the same. So cool, just save some money. Here's the old pump hat with the new pump and sock on there. Wiring harness fits right in. It fits just like it's supposed to. Game on. Power and ground are on the correct side, so shouldn't have a problem at all. So we're gonna go ahead and throw it in the tank. I did wash the tank out with some water in the yard and get most of the dried shit out of the inside of it, at least enough to make a difference. And anyhow, we'll get this put in, and shouldn't be that big a deal. Okay, so I got the old fuel lines out of this thing. Cleared a bunch of access up along the bottom of the truck here. So got the fuel pump in. Found this connector. I forget what it's out of, but anyhow, that'll be my quick disconnect for the fuel pump for ground and hot. And so I just got to run these wires up around there, once I get the tank up in place. So I guess it's time to put the tank in. It's all ready to go. Then I can put some gas in it so the sock and the fuel pump don't get all shitty. And yeah, well, this is hotter than hell out here today. The going is slow. But got these all soldered together nice and covered up. So yeah, should be good to go. All right, all the tanks in. And everything fits like it's supposed to. The fuel filler, got the fuel lines in there. I still got to route them the rest of the way, but once I get the motor in, I'll determine how we're gonna do that. But at least these are all set up and ready to go. I just got to put the skid plate on it, but at least it's all in there and I can put gas in it at least. So I think the next step would be to get the engine thrown back in. I still got to finish the EGR plates, and maybe I'll do that tonight, finish the EGR plates, and then I can throw this thing back in and get going on the wiring, which shouldn't hopefully be that big a deal. Okay, so I got the engine put back in. And as you can see, here's the steering and here's the oil pan, and they are nowhere near each other. Seems to fit in there really, really nice. I'm a little concerned about if it's going to hit the differential, because that's pretty close. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. That's what I did today. The other thing I had to knock out was these fuel lines. You have the pressure line and the return line. So the trick with the pressure line was I actually took it out, which, boy, that was a pain in the ass. I took it out and straightened it out the best I could. I took all of the kinks out of it and made that thing as straight as possible, and it just barely fits. I mean, it just barely. Anyhow, it tucks in really tight right above the starter. And so straightening it out is going to be the key, and then I'm gonna conform it to the bottom of the truck to keep it away from the transmission, just in case I break an engine mount or something. Last thing I want to do is poke a hole in the fuel line. All right, guys, it's another day in the shop. So we're working on the little white truck today, and so where I left off is I got the fuel tank and lines all in. All mounted up, and they're attached to the engine. So today I'm going to try and get the clutch hydraulics figured out, and I think that'll be about it for underneath the truck until we get to the exhaust, which I'll probably do last, because that's going to be fun to do. So let me show you what I got. On the 22R bell housing, the slave cylinder is on the passenger side of the truck, and on the 3RZ it's on the driver's side. So luckily for me, I grabbed all of I just took the whole unit out. Master cylinder, the whole lines, and the slave cylinder. I'm hoping that I can just plumb all this back in. So the plan is I'm going to undo the line from the master cylinder, and then I can bolt this up to the bell housing, and then route this line up through past the steering and stuff, and then mount it back to this. I'm not sure if this will fit in the 85 cab or not. It should. Everything else seems to be that way. I have the master cylinder still in the truck, so one of the two will work. So anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and undo that, and then I'll bolt this in, and we'll see how it fits. All right, I got the master cylinder off, and I think I might use the one that's on the truck. Look at the amount of mud that is in the bottom of this thing. That is insane. I don't even know how the hell this thing worked. You can't even see the hole where the fluid goes down into the master. Damn. I'm gonna clean it out and see, maybe, but wow. Damn. All right, got it all bolted in there. Plenty of clearance. So I left this loose for now because I'm going to eventually weld that to the fender well to actually mount it where it's supposed to go. So I did cut this bracket off the Tacoma when I took the motor out. So hopefully I can just weld this right in like that. And hell, I might just make a little bracket and bolt it in right here. Something like that. At least that'll hold that where it's supposed to. It should be looking factory. I also got the starter mounted and got the ground wire, got everything under here all done. All right guys, well that's all I got. That's all I could get done for today's video. In the next video we should be able to get the wiring done, and hopefully we can crank this thing over and see if it'll run, and test the fuel system, make sure we don't have any leaks, and if that's the case, then maybe we can fire this thing up. So thanks for watching.